Deuteronomy is in fact the last book in this little section at the beginning of the Bible called Law. Just as a recap, Law contains Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and I got the order wrong a little bit. So without further delay, let's start on with our review of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is kind of a pointless book. It's basically like a recap of everything that's happened so far in Law. So Moses basically gets all the Israelites together in a big crowd, all of them, and he basically tells them all the cool stuff that's happened so far. Like, remember that time when God brought us out of Egypt? You know, what a wonderful God he is. And remember that time when he gave us all that crappy manna to eat? That stuff that tastes like crap? I mean, being omnipotent, he could have just given us chocolate cake to eat. Or, you know, bread. But no. He gave you manna. But no worry, because remember that time when he killed a load of you because you complained against his power? And remember that time when he stoned a man to death because he collected firewood on the Sabbath? Oh God. So then Moses says, "Today is the day that we cross over the river Jordan and take over the Canaanite land." So then the rest of the book is really boring and I'm not really going to talk about it. The rest of the book is basically just Moses recapping on some of the laws that the Israelites forgot to keep if they're going to go into this new promised land. Stuff like how to sacrifice animals, what to do with women who are being a bitch, how to deal with divorces, stuff like that. It's really boring, so I'm not going to go into it. But then at the end of Deuteronomy, Moses dies because, you know, he was a little bit dishonourable in Numbers, I believe it was, and his successor is Joshua. Next book is going to be called Joshua, who's one of the prophets. So Moses is killed by God because God is like, no, I'm not forgiving, even though I'm supposed to be forgiving. So Joshua is now in the scene, and he is the next Moses, basically, and that is the end of Deuteronomy. That's got to be a record, like the quickest Atheist reads ever. So I'm going to take up the rest of the video time to kind of talk about what we've learnt so far from our reading of the Bible. Despite what people say, God is not merciful. He has, I don't know how many people he's killed so far, but it's a goddamn massive amount, pardon the pun. But he has killed a lot of people for stupid reasons, really. I think the most stupid reason was the man who collected firewood and was stoned to death because he collected firewood on the Sabbath. So, you know, God is not merciful. He's not forgiving either because he kills Moses. He's not forgiving because he kills an entire section of the camp because they started complaining. And they had every right to complain. They were complaining because they didn't have enough food. They were complaining because they didn't even want to leave Egypt. They started saying, why are we even out of Egypt? It was so much better there. They didn't have a say in where they were going or what they were doing. They were complaining, and for all the right reasons, but God did not listen to them. He instead killed thousands of them. Despite what people say, he is not entirely omniscient. Omniscient means he knows everything. He's supposed to be omniscient, but he keeps on sending spies. He's like, oh, I need some spies to go here. You don't need spies. You know everything. Omnibenevolence can be argued. To today's standards, he is not omnibenevolent, but at that time he probably was. But the reason I say that, okay, in case you don't know, omnibenevolence means he knows the difference between good and evil. He is the supreme judge of what is good and what is not. By today's secularist standards of morality, he is not omnibenevolent. You know, he kills people for stupid reasons. His laws are ridiculous, you know, about slavery. You know, he condones slavery. It's not okay by today's standards, but today's standards are very much different to how they would have been back then. I already knew this before I read the Bible. I knew that God wasn't as loving and as lovely as people said. I know that it's going to change as soon as I hit the New Testament, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Basically what I'm saying is now, if you think that the Old Testament is not giving God a good name, just rip it out of the Bible. Just don't have it anymore. Just rely on the New Testament. So that's all I've got time for. I'm going on a holiday next week, so if I've got free Wi-Fi in my hotel, I'll probably make another video, just a short one. But other than that, if you like my videos, please subscribe. I need more subscribers. I don't have enough and I suck. And lately I've been getting a lot of really nice comments on some of my videos, so if any of you nice people are watching this, thank you so much. You are what makes me motivated to make more videos, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're interested in what I talk about. Goodbye. Moses basically gets all the Israelites, what the hell is an Israelite? Hey, is relate. I is relating to you, man. I is relating. Yeah. It's not good, is it?